Greetings. We're calling out a message for the divine feminine today. So, whether this is for you as a feminine or for your internal feminine energy and you are more of a masculine energy, this reading is going to connect with you on the level of your divine feminine, your internal feminine energy. We're connected with unconditional love for your highest message of wisdom and guidance. I intend that it's pertinent to you at this time and that it brings you peace and intuitive confirmation. Let's get right into it. So, the divine feminine is feeling like the Six of Swords at this time. And I'm going to refer to the divine feminine's energy. So, I'm going to be referring to it as she and her. And I'm not really going to be saying you for now, just because I feel guided to today. I want to talk about the divine feminine aspect in us as a collective and us as a population. So, our divine feminine energy, she's in a process of moving and she's consciously aware of this. She's consciously moving into a place that is more peaceful. I'm getting this sense from the Six of Swords today that it's taking her a lot to hunker down and to face forward towards what she's moving into. And it's taking a lot of energy to not kind of look back either in the rearview mirror or to turn the neck back and to look at the past, to look at what is being moved away from. So that's what the divine feminine energy is consciously dealing with. But it feels like it's also just a journey. Possibly it could feel like a long journey, but it's also a quiet journey, I'm getting the sense of. So obviously this is figuratively, but you could also literally be noticing much more quiet time within you, around you, and like you're being helped to bring about inner quiet within where there used to be maybe chaos and a lot of noise and just noise. So that's really positive and beautiful. But I can feel here that there's also this energy of having trouble not looking back, having trouble not taking not accidentally just looking into the past and looking at a perspective of the past. It's not necessarily seeing with a lens of the past because there's actually a lot of consciousness here and awareness that you're kind of just oriented towards the future. It's just not wanting to look back. This feels like a journey right now. This card is really emphasizing the journey. And so that's why it could possibly feel long. Whereas instantaneously within, you could have made that move, that transition physically and maybe even mentally. It takes some time for you. And that could be why it feels like it's a long journey. But nevertheless, it's a journey. And the journey is very important for you today. Underlying this journeying energy is the Five of Cups and the Four of Wands, Five of Swords. Feels like there's a great deal of healing to be had. This is healing of the emotional body and healing of the mental body. This healing is going to take you from, and I mean you, I don't just mean your divine feminine energy. I mean your entire union within. So your divine masculine, divine feminine, your inner child, all of your expressions of self are going to be rising to a much more stable, more replete, so abundant and independent state, an independent energy state. And to do that, it's having to emerge through the Five of Swords and the Five of Cups, which is the mental chaos and emotional chaos, which is grieving, wounding, healing, and releasing of possibly some chaotic beliefs and some harmful beliefs. But really strongly, I'm getting just the kind of strife that can exist and stress that can exist in the subconscious mind. That's what's being healed from. And by doing that, by emerging through that, you're shedding that five energy, you're shedding that chaos and the conflict that you were experiencing and the stress, and you're actually emerging into peace and stability. This might have been something that you're praying for. If so, this reading serves as confirmation for you that that's what's coming, you're moving into. Because guess what's coming behind all of that 5 energy, and you're emerging. You're emerging into the Fool, the energy of the Fool. This is you, yes, being in a new cycle and taking new leaps of faith, right? You're starting new cycles that have to do with what feels right for your soul, what feels natural and true to your soul. But I need to note that around this Fool energy, this Fool is being bracketed by the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Ace of Pentacles. This is really encouraging you to understand that the kind of stability that you're walking into, the kind of state that you're walking into, it's rife with opportunities. You're seeing many opportunities to take your life in any direction that you want. You can ground in anything that you're choosing to ground in, and with Spirit's help, you can also organize it in ways that are most beneficial to you. So you're emerging, right? And your entire foundation as a being is stabilizing because of that. And it's becoming more accessible to abundance. And as this happens, you're freeing yourself. You're freeing yourself to attack life in new ways, to attack life in more creative ways, ways that maybe are unique to your style of thinking, your style of feeling, processing. It's so beautifully individual to you. And you're getting the chance to actually apply that, actually experience this part of you. It feels like immense opportunity and great stability so that you're able to actually try out these opportunities without feeling like you might topple over. You're entering a state where you're not going to be feeling too tired, too exhausted, too drained, or too otherwise engaged, whether mentally, energetically, emotionally, physically engaged, to delve into your passions, to delve into a passionate lifestyle, to delve into what energizes you and excites you, makes you happy, keeps you happy. That's what this 6 of Swords is for you. You're really moving into a positive time. I hope that this is bringing you as much peace and lightness as it's bringing me delivering this message. So that was what was going on consciously with the Divine Feminine and with you. Now, what's going on unconsciously with the Divine Feminine is a great deal of inner work. The 8 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles is indicating that there is a lack. There is, we'll come to this 5 of Pentacles energy because we want to strongly define it. But what it is being worked on. Spirit is working on it. Your soul is working on it. You have a lot of energy within you and around you that is gathering and attracted to you and helping you to sort of close up a hole. Which brings us to this 5 of Pentacles energy. It feels like a hole today. Like there was a gap. Something missing. There was a blow, like an ache, pain there, but also like this whistling, this emptiness. It feels like whatever it was for you, it was somewhere where insecurities took advantage of you and lower energies took advantage of you. Distractions were present. Indecisiveness. Karmic energies were sort of using this 5 of Pentacles energy as an in and an out. So how I'm seeing it is as a whole, and Spirit is just doing like scaffolding, and then they're getting up there and doing construction work, patching up the hole, doing a patch job in this hole. It feels like this hole has existed for longer than you have been aware of it. Maybe there are moments where you might come into awareness of it. And the hole, you have noticed the hole in the past because it triggered you to either be indecisive, or it triggered you to deal with lower energies. So that could be lower energies within others. It triggered you to seek outside of yourself for things because it felt like you couldn't get enough. It triggered you to never be satisfied and constantly be seeking. This hole it couldn't wreak as much damage on your life as possibly it could wreak in the lives of maybe some people that you see around, maybe in the media or in other parts of life. Because you have a really strong spirit team that is now working powerfully because of how much you've done a lot of inner work. You've done a lot to be in the Six of Swords energy. You've done a lot to be in this motion forward. And now spirit is able to work on this hole for you because you're not constantly kind of breaking it down in order to feed some lower energy. That's why the Eight of Cups is coming out on the split as well. There's a walking away that you're doing. You're walking away from those habits and you're healing into habits that are actually genuinely bringing you joy and genuinely supporting your health, supporting your abundance, supporting your vitality, and celebrating your uniqueness, which is really beautiful too. You're putting your energy into habits that celebrate you and who you are, your creativity. Unconsciously, what the Divine Feminine is doing here, the Empress. You might feel at times like you have to look for reasons kind of outside of just yourself, reasons to continue and push forward in a strong way on this journey. That Six of Swords energy really feels like you need sometimes to find reasons to not look back or reasons to believe. Strength came out earlier and really was showing that just spirit has been there with you and you have been clinging to spirit, holding on to spirit, reaching out for spirit to just help you be strong. The Empress showing up in the unconscious is saying that unbeknownst to you, the reason that you're on this journey is still you. And I say still because I got the sense that in the beginning, this was the reason you were on this journey. You were your primary catalyst, your own joy, your own enjoyment. But at times in this journey, there hasn't been enjoyment in that present moment available for you. That it has felt like without you having to do sort of mental tricks again with that Five of Swords energy. So there was just a lot of stress in some parts of your body, even from just trying to stay on the journey in the right way, that you felt like you had to reach out, whether to spirit, reach out to your dreams, reach out to your desires, reach out to anything that loved you unconditionally. The Empress is saying that you're still doing this for me. That's what she's saying right now. Your inner feminine is saying to you, it's okay that you feel like that. You're still doing this for me, and I'm still here receiving this from you. I'm still here being enlarged by the energy and effort that you're putting into me. So thank you. That's what your Empress is saying to you. Even if there are moments where you feel like you can't hear it, and maybe you feel like you're not doing enough for yourself, the Empress is saying that actually you are. And there's a hole that's being filled. There's something that's being patched up for you. So keep going. Underneath the deck, we also have an energy that suggests enlivening, invigorating the lovers, invigorating a connection that you have with someone, a union that you have. The Magician, the Knight of Wands, and the Lovers is talking about imbuing passion, imbuing energy, being inspired within and by a connection, allowing that inspiration to translate within. The Magician feels like it's calling in that passion and that energy. I'm really getting like a reinvigoration energy here. And all of this again has to do with this path that you're on. So there have just been some ways that you've been feeling quite drained. And so in the realm of love, Spirit is saying that as you continue on this journey, as you keep your energy engaged with yourself, your path, engaged with what you're moving towards, and as you allow Spirit to patch up this hole where all of those lower energies were kind of working their ways in and out, you will see that you are unconsciously to yourself right now, calling in more adventure, calling in more passion, more energy, more attraction in a connection between you and another. The reason you haven't been feeling it is because your energy has been very strongly engaged with your inner work. And so that leads to a bit of enlightenment and guidance. It feels like with the star, the spirit is encouraging you to release any tight hold you might have on this connection. Release any tight hold you might have on the other individual in this connection. You are on a journey, and it is causing you to rapidly shift and grow and change. And so spirit advises you to let go and to trust in the process, trust in the unknown. It feels like there's fear here associated with this connection, associated with maybe not holding on too tight. This fear associated with where it might go, whether it might fizzle out. I'm even getting a sense that there's been a fear of completely leaning into the pleasure that is available in this connection, like holding back from the inside for any number of reasons. Spirit is saying that there's even some healing surrounding that is available to you. And so it is okay to let go at this time and to allow yourself to change and shift, and to allow this lover's connection of yours to give you the space and the loving energy to do so. The final advice from the tarot from Spirit is the Ace of Cups. The simple advice is love. Love is the number one healer, the number one teacher. And although it might feel painful and difficult to let go of something else in favor of letting love into your heart, Spirit is saying that love is the fastest and the purest way, and the clearest way as well, to get to where you're going. Anytime you open up to love, you let out pain, and you let out anger and fear and hurt and illusions and all sorts of things. And all of this pushes you along on your journey. So that's why the guidance is to champion love. And by championing love, that means bringing in an element of patience, an element of compassion. As the love within you heals, Spirit is encouraging you to heal your concept of relationships and or the love that you have with one other, with the Two of Cups energy. As you heal the love you have with this other, the foundation between you strengthens, it stabilizes, it grows, and itself moves. So as you are moving forward, this relationship moves forward. As you allow love to transform your heart transforms this relationship. That's how love works. Love is very powerful. Just one drop of love is wow. So Spirit is saying that this is a time for a lot of emotional sensitivity, a lot of vulnerability. It's through this practice of sensitivity and vulnerability and presence that you're able to establish a sense of discernment with the High Priestess. And you'll be clearer on exactly what is your true balance? What is your soul's true balance in regards to your emotions, your communication, your expression style? So much is to be learned through this journey, and then so much joy is also to be experienced. There's a message here that things weren't emotionally clear in the past. Like your emotional world was so much deeper than what you saw expressed around you. You didn't feel like you had access to the tools that you needed to either process or understand fully, or fully even accept some parts of your deeper world, some parts of your more, 360-degree world, all aspects of you. And so it led to the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands are framing the Nine of Pentacles. So the Page of Wands here is representing a more immature state where you used to interact because you didn't feel grounded enough to interact from your true state. You didn't feel grounded enough to interact from your more confident, more knowing self. There were ways that you even had access to this self when you were very, very young. So you felt like a leader within from very, very young. But maybe because of some ways that you didn't acknowledge or understand your depth, you chose to follow in some instances. I think that you've already learned that lesson a long time ago and you've stepped into your leadership, but there are ways that you are now able to more completely shed that Page of Wands energy, able to more completely shed that energy of being sort of unskilled in navigating the energy of the world, navigating your own energy, accepting and either transmuting or making use of some of the more fiery emotions that arise within you. As you know, all of this is a practice of unconditional love within yourself. And all of it has a very powerful effect on this loving relationship, this Two of Cups and the Lover's relationship that exists outside of yourself. Meaning that relationship, this Two of Cups, the Lover's relationship, is a reflection of what is going on within the heart of the Divine Feminine. So moving forward, as if today's reading hasn't already been a very valuable message, we're going to be pulling a Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle card to close out the reading. And the card that comes out today is number 47, Ancestralite. The Ancestors. Ancestralite has been radically modified during its time in the earth. It helps you to find the treasures hidden in your past. It takes healing way back and brings forward soul learning, rolling it into the future, but letting go of the experiences that created it. Any dis-ease you are carrying is ancient and has passed down through the ancestral line. It relates to prevailing attitudes and forbidden emotions that have been kept firmly repressed, as well as to ancient traumas and family dramas. Take note of your dreams. Family secrets come to the surface. A radical rethink is called for on all that you think you believe and allow yourself to feel. The ancestors are all those who have gone before, not just your bloodline. Heal them and you heal yourself. Manifesting the gifts from the past. All right, and the card that comes out on the bottom, underlying the Crystal Wisdom deck, is number 24, Auralite 23, the Soul Connector. Auralite 23 has a sedative effect on the mind, stilling it so that profound healing and conscious connection with your soul, the universal mind, and higher dimensions occurs. You are a multi-layered soul on a course of accelerated spiritual growth. You came to Earth to share your knowledge. You have an ability to move between different dimensions to anchor new vibrations into the Earth plane. The slowness and seeming impossibility of this task have brought disillusionment and discontent, but do not despair. Raise your own consciousness and others will follow. Recognize that you are an integral part of humanity. Center yourself in inner peace and connect to your higher mind before making a decision. Beneficial contacts come through friends and family. It is not so much what you know as whom that counts now, and that includes higher beings. Aligning to as above, so below, as without, so within, leads to a sense of rightness and immense well-being. Reconnection of ego, soul, and higher consciousness. Right, so that was deep. but I hope it did bring comfort, confirmation, clarity, and anything else you needed. I'm grateful for us having connected here today for this reading, and I look forward to us connecting again for the next one. So until then, take great care of yourself and happy aligning.